Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about my personal rig. I don't feature this that often on the channel purely because we're kind of normally budget orientated and I don't think many people would describe this as budget. It's had a lot of upgrades recently that I haven't really publicized, but we'll talk about those today. And we're also about to do another upgrade. So we're doing a memory upgrade today in terms of storage and we'll talk about that shortly. But before we get into it, let's talk about this video sponsor. This video is sponsored by Decor Fab. They're an Etsy store that make custom RGB neon signs just like this one for that random geeky guy. These things are absolutely awesome. You can customize it, multiple colors available, built to a really high standard, very, very quick and very good service. The best thing as well is for viewers of that random geeky guy can get an extra 5% discount on top of their 10% summer discount sale using the code TRGG15. You'll find a link in the video description as well as that discount code, so make sure you check those guys out. This thing is fantastic. Anyway, back to the video. So like I say, today we are going to be doing another upgrade on this. And that upgrade is for storage or the boot drive. So at the moment, we're currently using a Samsung 970 Evo Plus. We're looking to upgrade that today to this, which is a Samsung 980 Pro. It's a Gen 4 drive. My reason for doing that is that the time had come to do a fresh install of Windows. It's been a long, long time since I've done it. And I thought to myself, well, if I'm going to do that, I might as well upgrade the boot drive at the same time to a Gen 4 drive with some really fast speeds. Right now, I think that's really important with the change in architecture, especially how things like the graphics card and the processor communicate with the memory. Having fast, high-speed storage is really, really important. And that's where this 980 Pro comes in. Before we do that, I also want to talk about some of the other upgrades that have taken place inside this machine. So what I'm going to do first is take this side panel off because I'm noticing we are getting a little bit of glare on there as well. So for those of you that don't know, my personal rig is sat inside a Fractal Design Meshify S2 case, which I absolutely love. I think it's a really nice case. Watch me now break this. So I'll pop this off to the side. Hopefully it will survive. Let's see what happens. Anyway, okay, so yes, there's a lot of RGB going on. It does match my theme. You'll notice with a lot of stuff I do, there's a lot of blue and green that's going on. But I just want to talk you through the hardware that I use at the moment. So sat in here underneath an Asus Strix LC360 AIO, which is sat across the top. Underneath there, we've got a Ryzen 9 5950X, an absolute beast of a processor, 16 cores, 32 threads. Right now, arguably the market leader in the consumer market. Next to that, we've got 32 gigabytes of RAM, and that's Corsair Vengeance, naturally with some RGB as well. A recent upgrade, which I didn't massively publicize, was actually my GPU. So for those of you who've been long viewers of the channel will know that I was lucky enough to get an RTX 3070, which was an absolutely incredible card, and I had no intentions of upgrading it. But the opportunity came along to obtain an RTX 3090, which is a Founders Edition, and that was actually at MSRP, and I couldn't really pass it up. It was a great opportunity, so I purchased it. So I'm running a 5950X with an RTX 3090. Call it the compensator, the overkill, whatever it might be. All I know is that this is probably going to last me many, many, many years. It's all sat on an X570 Asus Strix Gaming E motherboard, no, Gaming F motherboards. And like I said at the start of the video, we're currently running a Samsung 970 Evo Plus NVMe SSD, and we're going to be upgrading to this 980 Pro. In addition to that, obviously with the recent change in GPU, we've also changed underneath this PSU shroud. We've also changed the power supply, and we've gone up from what was a Seasonic 650 watts to a Corsair 850 watt, 80 plus gold, fully modular. And we've been running this system now with this graphics card in for about a month and a half. Absolutely brilliant, absolutely flawless, working fantastically well. The Meshify case is fantastic for airflow, and it's kind of the reason I went down that route. So I've actually, believe it or not, we have got a total of 9 fans in this case. So we've got 3 fans in the front, drawing air through that filtered mesh grill. We've got 3 fans in the top that are exhausting out through the top here. and then another exhaust fan on the on the back here, and then in the very bottom we've got two Fractal Design 140mm fans which are drawing air in, so it's a slightly positive pressure case to hopefully keep down on dust a little bit, because all of the air that's coming in is coming in through filtered ports. And I say, on the whole, I think the case setup works quite well. The cooling works quite well. The 3090, for example, is known to be quite a hot card, especially on the back, because you have actually got some of the VRAM on the back of the card without proper active cooling, but it actually works pretty well. A future project that's going to happen at some time, which is one of the reasons why we've got this case, is we are going to go for a custom hardlined water cooling setup. If you can see on the actual camera there, we've got slots here at the back, which are designed to hold things like reservoirs, pumps, that sort of stuff. So this case is prime for a custom water loop. So it's going to be my first ever hardline one. So make sure that you are subscribed if you're not, and watch out for that. It's going to be coming at some point in the future. But like I said, this is the current setup. If you've got any questions about it at all, make sure you stick it in the comment section below, and I'll answer any questions that you might have about the PC. But without further ado, let's get this shut down and actually get this put in. So yeah, wish me luck. I've actually got back here the trusted iFixit kit. So that iFixit kit is going to come in handy. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to change out the drive without removing the GPU, which I've just realized actually in terms of how the heatsink for the SSD is held down. That's not going to happen. I have to remove the GPU. Anyway, let's remove power, and we shall get this done. This is where we flip into a time lapse. Are you ready? Sorry, I had to stop the time lapse then. Have you seen the size of these cards? They are absolutely ridiculous. And they are so heavy. For those of you that don't know, my wife and I recently had a little person, our first ever child, and I think this is just as heavy as they are right now. This is mad. Anyway, back into the time lapse. Okay, so there you have it. With the size of that 3090, you can see why I've got a sag bracket under here as well. But the drive's in. Now it's for me to go and reinstall Windows, and we'll get some speed tests put up. I've already tested the 970 previously when it was actually very first installed, and I've got some results from that, and we'll see the differences in speed. But there you go. That's the rig all set up. Let's go and get Windows installed and see where we go from there. So there you have it, guys. A worthy upgrade. And actually, these 980 Pros are actually pretty good value right now. There's some pretty decent offers on it. You'll actually find a link down in the video description through to our Amazon paid links. If you do fancy picking up one of these, I've got all the different capacities there for you, so you've got them to choose from. And there is a lot of offers on Amazon at the moment for them. And we get a bit of a kickback if you do decide to use one of those links. As you can see, significant increases in speed, and you're going to feel that across the whole system. So yeah, absolutely brilliant, and a great idea if you have a Gen 4 compatible motherboard, processor, so on and so forth. Definitely worth picking up one of these. Like I said earlier in the video, guys, if you've got any questions at all about my personal rig, so on and so forth, please ask it in the comment section below. For those of you who've been here before, you'll know that I like answering questions. I like being part of the community. So any questions at all, like I said, stick them below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. A massive thanks to Decor Fab, who sponsored this video. Make sure, like I say, to check out their Etsy store on the link in the video description. Use that discount code TRGG15 for the very best price. Other than that, guys, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.